This leg.
It's imperative he wins this leg.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
Missed it again.
Gee.
Oh.
Wow.
Makes any sense. He told his wife this morning he wished he was a little bit more nervous.
Interesting.
Well, Mike's going to have an opportunity.
Hey, look at this. Finally, he gets a shot.
Back.
13 ball.
All right, here he goes.
I didn't want to do that.
He didn't want to do
boy.
that.
Oh, maybe I didn't. Jesus.
He was not looking to hit the 14 ball. He was looking to come 2 rails and out. He's a wreck right now. He needs to make this 10 ball in the corner pocket with authority, and he needs to run this rack out. And then we'll see the old Mike. Oh, he hit it.
He's made 2 in a row for the first time in the match.
Looked impossible. Slowing over with here.
There may be an element of just
Slowing
trying to
over
keep Efren seated for a while here.
Well, I heard him say, someone asked him, you know, run 8 in a row. He goes, I'm just going to win the game.
Right.
All he was thinking about was just winning a game.
Right.
You know, you got to take one ball at a time, one game at a time.
Hold on. I'd like to get this 12 and 11.
I wonder how much of this is just trying to keep Efren off of his feet for a while.
15.
I don't think that much. I think he's really playing the rack cautiously. I think
Three
he's
in a
just
row.
being very cautious on
Not too good, though. Son of a gun.
what he chooses.
That's not too good.
Now, how is that not too good? He left
Because-
himself a pretty good shot, it looks to me.
That's the average person now. Now, you're the average person saying, well, that's an easy shot.
Okay.
Well, it is an easy shot, but if you look, the 9 ball and the 14 ball,
Boy, oh boy.
he has to get
I'd like to get
perfect
on
on
the
that.
12
And the
first.
12 ball, he wanted to get on first.
I see.
So now it's a little bit more difficult than if he got exactly where, a little bit more angle.
And looking 2 shots ahead, sure.
Tricky. I hit this ball here. Well,
He either wanted a little
hate
bit
to
more
do this.
angle to come off the rail or a little straighter
boom,
to
boom.
draw the
Gotta
cue ball
gamble, I
back.
guess.
This is what the average person doesn't understand either, how important position is. If you mess up on your position, if you don't achieve your position, you
Hit
don't
that
run out.
ball.
Yeah, and the position is after you make the ball in the pocket that you want, where do you want the cue ball to wind
I
up?
don't think
Exactly.
I like that either.
And you
Gonna catch
move
right
the
here.
cue ball around by the speed in which you hit the shot and the English, where you hit the cue ball with the cue stick. Do you hit it low? Do you hit it left, right, high left, high right? How far high right? With what speed? With
No,
what
I'm gonna
angle?
change strategy here.
And this is all the things that a beginning player doesn't do. They just try to make the ball. Mike's not only just trying to make the ball, he's trying to move that cue ball to the exact spot he wants it to go.
And that's the key word is exact, especially in 8 ball.
I don't like it.
Exact spot. Something that we're watching here too, I appreciate the fact that there
could
is
clip
no
the 8.
time clock.
All right, let's play the 11.
time shot to where we're seeing thoughts here.
Well, it's like a Tiger Woods lining up a putt.
Play a 12.
Now, he chose this route, even though it's harder, but it's the only way he can get
12 in the corner.
on these 2 balls here.
On the, yes, the 14 ball and the 9 ball.
What a great shot.
Oh!
Roll, baby.
What a great shot.
That was, did you see how close that came to scratching?
There wasn't a lot of room for him to make that shot in
Now,
between the 7 ball
He
there.
had to hit this with a lot of, very firm. Now look how close he came to scratching, but he had to, watch this, he had to play it this way. It was his only chance. That's why he said, I got to gamble.
Can I draw that inside the pocket?
9 ball.
Again, we're looking, there's a very
Yeah,
little
2
room for
inches.
error between the 9 ball and the 8 ball to go into that
Play the
corner
9.
pocket.
9 in the corner.
2 balls to go and the 8 for the win. But not easy at all.
He's going to play the 14 ball in the
ball.
side pocket. Oh.
Couldn't hit it any easier.
Another great shot. This has been a tough course, a very tough diagram on this table
I
for
couldn't
Mike
draw it
Sigel.
to the
It
rail.
is. He
It's
definitely wanted
impossible. I couldn't
to.
draw it to the rail, I don't think.
He definitely wanted to stop in this position right here. Less angle
If there's banks
on
and
the
the 5 gets in
14
the
ball.
way.
Now he's got a big angle, and again makes the shot a little bit more difficult.
It's going to hit here. 14.
14 to the side.
Hold your breath on this one.
Hold your breath is right. This is the key shot. He makes this. He wins the game because he can make the 8 pretty easy. He misses this. Efren Reyes. The balls are all laid up. This is the key shot right here. I mean, the pressure's got to be incredible.
Is he at all worried about knocking the 8 ball in here? Because as an amateur professional hacker, that's what I'd be worried about.
No, I don't think it's on the angle to knock the 8 ball. I don't think
Okay.
he has to worry about that. He just needs to worry about making it.
Missed it.
Oh,
a
and he
diamond.
missed it.
Missed it a diamond.
That's the. See if he moves his head. See,
Yeah,
he
look.
moved it up. But he's not staying down on his shots.
Momentum, and now he has handed the table back to Efren Reyes.
This isn't automatic.
No, that's actually very
See, look at that.
difficult
See, that
shot.
wasn't
Very
automatic.
And
Bear
again,
down.
Mike
What do you think
pops
I'm
out of
trying
his
to do?
chair.
Bear down. Well, I'm cutting this in. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what I'm shooting at. I'm playing it over there in that corner.
14 ball in the corner.
I got no clue what's going to happen, but I'm hitting it hard. I can tell you that right now.
Shooting the 14
That
ball.
would lose him the game.
Not even.
He did hit that 8 ball, though, afterwards.
Second miss of the game for Mike Sigel.
It looks like he's jumping up a little bit.
Overcut both balls.
Look at this.
Overcut diamond.
3.
Now he overcut that 3. He overcut that 14 ball, and the cue ball did hit the 8 ball.
The 8, yeah.
You know, Mike spent a lot of time over the last day or so talking about how much more experience he has at a championship table than the 2 or 3 players that may have gotten the opportunity to knock him off the hill. And so far, he's the one that appears nervous. Efren Reyes, calm and cool as a cucumber.
Well, again, he's calm, though, because he's had the opportunity to shoot.
He's at the table.
Right.
He's making balls.
Right.
You know, when you're making balls, you start building your confidence. Mike has not had every shot virtually that Mike has had has been
1 in the corner.
a must-make, super difficult. He hasn't had shots like this, where Efren is making balls and has
Right.
some easy shots. That builds his confidence up.
Hasn't had any layups. It's really true.
6 in the corner.
Really has been a decidedly different looking and sounding and shooting Mike Sigel than the one that beat you in the first ever IPT event, Lori John.
That's because of nerves.
Your nerves or his?
His now, mine then.
Okay.
4 on the side.
You know, Mike told us yesterday that when Efren Reyes first came to the U.S. from the Philippines in the
5 in the
80s,
corner.
he blew through everybody, and nobody could find a way to stop him. Mike Sigel was the first person stateside to beat the magician, and that's why Mike has Efren's respect.
7 ball in the corner.
Well, it's interesting because when they polled players, what player do you respect the most? Efren Reyes answer, Mike Sigel.
8 ball in the corner.
And Efren Reyes takes the first game in set 2.
And now keeps the break. We have yet to see Mike Sigel break the balls.
I mean, I got to hit
On the left is
yeah.
Nick Varner.
Game
On the
2.
right is Billy and Cardona, two longtime friends of Mike.
You know, even his cornermen at this point, they just need to keep encouraging him. There's when,
But he's making a ball on the break and opening the balls up.
but when he has not made a ball on the break, look at the shots that Mike has had to shoot.
And that's just really been
Bad luck.
the way the balls have rolled, yeah.
Well, 10 breaks in the match so far from Efren. In half those breaks, he has dropped a ball and held on to the cue.
But with this format where the winner breaks, anything can happen. If Mike wins a game, he then gets the break, and he could easily run 5, 6, 7 racks in a
One
row.
Again, he's going to shoot the one ball.
Oh,
Wow.
Missed.
Missed a layup there. Another opportunity now for the King of the Hill.
Now, again, this is pressure, isn't it, Lori John?
I don't know if he took his eye off of it or if he just missed it.
Well, you know, Efren just a month and a half ago had LASIK surgery on his eyes. He also has a neck problem. He just flew in from Japan. He's been, and the good and the bad news is he's played 10 matches in 2 days, 12 hours a day. Maybe fatigue, maybe the physical things are taking its toll.
This is a huge break for Mike. He's going to kiss it. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, there may be some folks watching this at home that are saying, you know, maybe Mike just needs to get on onto the table and make some shots, shoot some shots, quit chatting, quit taking so much time, quit chalking your cue, drop a couple of balls and shut your mouth, and maybe you get rolling a little bit.
I don't. To be very honest with you, Mike is having a hard time. He actually, on that first shot, he wanted, I'm almost positive, he wanted to kiss off of the 2-ball.
And move it out.
And move the 2-ball out. He even missed that on a straight-in
Play a
shot.
5.
He's
Combinations,
absolutely not. Look at him. He's
He's
got to
a
play
mess.
he's a mess. He has to play 2 combinations in a row because he got out of position twice.
On the center of the table. God almighty.
Wow.
What
He
was
miscued.
That was just a complete clank job.
what was that?
I think he miscued.
That was unbelievable.
Well, you got to. Mike Sigel needs to take a seat, close his eyes, put himself into his happy place for a little while, and completely regroup because he just flat tanked that last shot. You know, this is a Hall of Fame player, voted as the greatest living pool player.
Here's Renee Sigel, Mike's wife.
14 ball.
I don't understand what's going on. I just don't
13 to the side.
Just start freewheeling. I don't know what I'm not the dog.
Well, and once again, in very similar fashion as to the first set, Efren Reyes taking advantage of some miscues.
Mike's in the corner saying that he has to just start freewheeling a little bit, and he does because he's so tight that he's almost. Now, I've been there. You almost go blind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did say, I was correct. He did want to hit the 2-ball.
Right.
He, on
Missed
a
it by a
straight-in
mile.
shot, didn't even come close.
Didn't come close.
So you almost go blind in some spots. You lose all perspective.
Well, it's like a golfer over a 2-foot putt, which he'll make 100 times out of 100 and lip out or miss it by a mile. And you think, how could he miss that? He's a professional. And the answer is the nerves, the pressure, all the muscle fibers begin to tighten up.
It's very difficult when you are tight to loosen up, to freewheel, as Mike put it. because when you start, you want to freewheel, but then you might hit a ball
inside.
right into the rail. Obviously, he did not want to hit that 7 ball.
Ball.
A lot of material here on this shot for Reyes.
Now, these are the two, really, the two greatest players on the planet.
12 in the corner.
Bar none, because when you ask the average person, you know, or actually the pros, the peers, on who the best players are, these two names come up all the time.
Okay.
And Mike Sigel is yet to win a game 2-0 in this second set.
Around that one game.
Right.
He just needs to freewheel it and have fun. And he's going to get another. Oh,
Yep, makes a ball.
Thought he was going to get another opportunity there.
Every rack looks so good, and I can't run out.
Well, once again, to bring folks back in statistically, Mike Sigel in 10 games so far has missed 7 shots, really uncharacteristic.
They weren't 7 easy shots either, and that's really the challenge. Mike's shots that he's had, that he did miss, were all these really difficult shots. When you add the pressure, you know, even the greatest players in the world, like we're seeing, can miss those shots. We've seen Efren miss some shots. So there you go. Look at this.
That one did not sound good right off the cue ball. He misstruck that ball.
This is the watch.
I don't understand what's happening. That's the same sound as Mike. Is that a miscue?
Efren was just laughing, but miscuing. I'll tell you what, though, those lights, those cameras, this, you know, the standing room only crowd. Every Hall of Famer is here for the first time in history to watch a pool match, because this is the greatest match. Anything can happen.
Do you know what people don't understand also as a player? When the cue ball is frozen on the rail, I don't care what shot you're shooting, it becomes a difficult shot.
Oh, now look at the shot he's picking. Oh.
Wow. Are you, Lord John, are you surprised he didn't try to shoot the easier ball, the 10 ball?
I'm a little shocked.
I'm just dumbfounded
Astounded here right now.
Well, you know, maybe he's just not even thinking. Maybe he thought he was stuck with stripes.
Or perhaps, you know, Mike is he's trying to think so far outside the box to get himself snapped back into consciousness. He wanted to shoot a wild hair and ended up missing.
Stripes are definitely the right shot here, because nothing, you know, you can shoot the 10 ball in the side pocket.
Right.
So right there, that would make it a correct choice of balls. But when you have not made a ball yet, I know me, I know I would have, and maybe it would have been wrong, but I know I would have shot the 1 ball.
Right.
God, this table's flying over. I can't believe that.
I almost don't think Efren can believe this. I mean, if you would have said this outcome right now.
Clunk.
Do you hear that? It's something's either wrong with his cue stick. Something just doesn't sound good.
That last shot sounded a little cleaner, a little more pure. He's got himself in a pretty good position for that ball in the corner pocket. As he drops the 12 ball.
That was a beautiful stroke there. He hit the ball with high left-hand English, or middle left-hand English, or right-hand English, came 1-2 rails, and beautiful, beautiful line there.
Yeah, that's called reverse English. A lot of people at home may not realize just how incredibly difficult that was to make the ball. He needed to use that reverse English to put the cue ball there, so he has a shot here.
Drops the 14.
And he's right in position. That was beautifully done.
8 in the corner.
And now it's 3. He lost when the big money's on the line.
And Mike knows he's just not representing himself well today.
Right.
2 balls dropped for Reyes on that break.
Mike's saying it's embarrassing, and when you get to that point where you just want to crawl under the table and die, it's hard. It really is hard to come out of it.
Trailing 3 games to none in what is an elimination set for Mike Sigel.
The tables used are the official table of the International Pool Tour, the IPT, manufactured by Diamond. With the traditional size pockets, which are smaller. The cloth is official International Pool Tour tournament cloth, which is a nap cloth. It's slower than a lot of the worsted cloths being used in a lot of tournaments and tours. The balls are IPT tournament balls. Chalk is International Pool Tour tournament chalk. The finest equipment's being used here. Toughest conditions, tougher than any condition in a pool room, generally
2
speaking.
in the corner.
Now, Lori John, is Efren going to have any trouble with that cluster of balls in the middle of the table there?
Well, no, because he's the magician.
A normal human may have.
He's got the 4, 7, and 8 real close to each other. There
Right.
goes the 4.
He's
Ooh,
just-
did he want to do that?
No, he
just,
didn't.
He just did this.
He did not want
And
to
now
do
this
that.
ball, the 8 ball, doesn't really go anywhere.
No, that was definitely not something that he wanted to do.
So he's going to watch for that. He's going to try to probably knock that out somehow.
As you can see, the 7 ball, I don't know if he's going to be able to shoot this 7 in this corner pocket. If that goes, he has that option, or he has this option with this ball in the side pocket.
And it looks
7
like
in the
he's
corner.
chosen the 7 ball. He's got to clear that 12 ball, too, which he does
He
nicely.
almost missed.
Okay, not an easy shot here. Almost misses that.
Now he has to make a choice on where he's going to make this 8 ball.
Does the 8 ball go anywhere?
No, it doesn't, and that's why I'm trying to figure out which ball he's looking at to possibly hit the 14 or go into the 8 ball to just break them up.
3 ball in the corner.
You know, it seems to look from this match as though when you put Efren Reyes up on 1 foot, he really gets froggy up there and can hurt you, like Cher atop the piano. He props himself up, and he's real good.
That he is. Now, I think he wanted the cue ball. There's no question. He wanted the cue ball to come over here instead of where he is. So he could have had angle on the 6 ball to possibly try and hit the 8 ball.
6 in the corner.
But that did not happen.
He's got to clear that 10 ball, the blue stripe ball, which he does. These have not been easy shots in this rack for Efren Reyes.
If he goes over here too much, he draws into the 10. They got like perfect on it.
5 in the side.
Hit it.
Okay.
So he was
He
trying
was
to get over
trying to get-
here
yes.
so he could play the 8 ball down here.
Yes. Yes.
And he didn't do it. But now
Did not do it.
he can still see it, can he?
Does he have any kind of shot there?
Barely. He has to hit this 8 ball first. He cannot hit this ball, the 14 ball first.
Now, if he doesn't hit the 8 ball first with the cue ball, then Mike Sigel has ball in hand.
Yes. But it is not loss of game.
Correct. But Mike Sigel should be able to run these balls.
There's no question.
You would think.
8 in the corner.
Okay, now,
Now
the
this is
magician.
he doesn't have it.
Oh, my goodness.
The pool gods. Unbelievable.
Harry Houdini has taken notice from another world because this magician has quite an act tonight.
Unbelievable.
Side anyway, if I can.